I think the only thing left to talk about the channel is like the expectations. Did it reach your expectations, guys?
I
had no expectations. I was specifically avoiding them.
Exactly, because you're so scared of getting disappointed.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like thinking about it.
This felt like the most average level channel ever. I was slightly excited, but then I was like not excited. It was a 5 for me. It was just there.
Now,
until we get to that last topic.
Oh right. Yeah. Now, before we get to that last topic, I gave this a 6 out of 10 because I thought it was fine, but this wasn't what I was looking for. I was really looking for IS to show that they knew what players really wanted, and I don't think they quite did that. They put in new stuff, which is good, but they didn't put in the new stuff that people really wanted, which is bad. So
yeah, like there's some good, but it's not like so good I'll reinstall this game again. Good for some people, because I know some people already uninstalled and they're like, yeah, I'm not coming back. This doesn't make me want to go back.
It's funny that you mentioned that. Weens watched the FEH Channel of us. If you guys don't know Weens, he has the best Narshin in Fire Emblem period. Fire Emblem Heroes period. He quit the game. There's another guy who quit the day before the FEH Channel. I was like, wait, you serious? You quit the day before the FEH Channel? That doesn't sound right at all. He's like, yeah, I just gave up. That tells you so much when somebody who's played this game since launch quits the day before the FEH Channel. They just had no hope at all. That's insane. But
they were hopeless.
Right. That's like how this ended up with.
I don't want to make this a complete huge topic, but there is also the fact that there was not a single mention of the crossover with Dragalia Lost.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whatsoever.
I wasn't surprised about that, but yeah, there wasn't.
Why would you? Okay, Legion. I have no idea how you could even say that because they held off of it. You can't have a crossover and not mention it. Like
because
maybe they don't do the Fire
Emblem the other way.
Yeah, I'm not. I wasn't expecting it to be like, oh, Fire Emblem's getting a crossover with Dragalia, oh, type thing. No, I was more like, oh, by the way, Dragalia Lost is getting a crossover with Fire Emblem Heroes. In case you didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because not everybody plays the other games, so it's like, oh, hey, well, just want to let you know, it's there,
That's why I'm so
probably.
surprised.
They might announce something as soon as the actual thing comes out, but I don't think they were going to devote the FEH Channel to something that probably would only be Dragalia content.
They devoted 30 seconds to sell you Orbundo, which didn't.
Yeah, actually, I was about to mention that.
I mean, that's their content. It's
5
not
seconds.
Dragalia's content.
That's all we asked.
This is still a Nintendo property on a Nintendo property. Are you going to tell me that Okay, so the people at Cygames and whichever Nintendo division handles Dragalia Lost, they got this entire crossover thing to happen, but the people at IS working on FEH are like, no, we want nothing to do with it. We are not even going to speak about it. Can you seriously have that level of disconnect? Because that's what you're telling me is okay.
I'm just saying I didn't think that, since they're not gonna, obviously, apparently IS isn't gonna actually do anything in Heroes for it. It's just gonna be like a footnote when it comes out, rather than they're gonna make an announcement there. Well, the crossover hasn't really come yet.
No, it hasn't come yet, but they could announce it.
They could, but they would rather just wait until it comes out.
That's the problem. They've been waiting too much. People are quitting. As of this very second, every day, at least 5 people quit this game.
Well, the thing is, it's only a Dragalia. As far as we know, it's only a Dragalia side crossover. So, what's the point of?
As far as we know, because FEH doesn't say anything.
If they had anything, they probably would say it by this point.
I'm pretty sure there are people who actually do not know it doesn't exist.
They would say something like, hey, we're having this crossover. They would for sure. There's no reason why they wouldn't.
Unless it has nothing to do with Heroes itself and only does stuff with Dragalia.
It has something to do with Heroes. The fact that your heroes are going over to the other game.
But they're not coming over here. It's not giving us any impact. Why would they care?
How can you argue that?
Let's announce it.
Let me talk about Grand Blue for a second.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Love Live's had a couple collabs with them, right? They brought in the second group, which is Aqua, into the game, and they're just recently now going to start bringing in, or they announced that they're going to bring in their first group, Muse, into the game, and they also have a collab with Shadowverse, which is a different game.
Yeah.
But it's still under Side Games. I followed the Love Live Twitter, and they every time they've done like the collabs with Grand Blue and Shadowverse, they tweet
Yeah.
or they retweet, and they're like, "Hey, like we're not getting anything from these people, but our girls are going in there. So like, if you guys really like our girls, go check them out. They're there in
Yeah.
that game now." Like, there's no reason for Faye to not say, like, "Hey, even though we're not doing anything with Dragalia, look at all of our characters going to Dragalia, or look at this collab. Like, look how cool this is."
I just feel like they're probably just going to announce that closer to the actual date rather than in the FEH channel, if anything.
No, your argument
They-
was
like,
that
they
there's no
probably
reason
do
to argue, like, announce it at all, which doesn't make any
No,
sense.
I was saying that they don't have to announce it in the FEH channel. They're probably just going to announce it like as an announcement on the announcements board on the day it comes.
That's
What?
a missed opportunity then. Announcing
Yeah,
on the
it
Faye
is.
channel would have brought a lot of, like, people to Dragalia.
You
And
could've- yeah, you could
And
even
who knows,
shown it
like,
off.
people that play Dragalia only, but still people with Faye could have seen, like, oh, like, Faye characters are coming. You know, I should actually, like, go back to Faye and check out what's happening there.
I'm pretty
I will
sure
admit that's a I will admit that is a missed opportunity. I'm just saying they probably would sooner announce it at the time it happens. Like, hey, it happened.
No.
I'm pretty sure there is a subset of people who don't even know it exists.
Yeah. That's a problem.
I'm not doubting that.
What is the point of doing a crossover if you completely ignore your part of it? It doesn't make any sense. And here's the thing: I've played games that with a lot of crossovers, even if the other game gets or other thing gets no benefit from it, right? Shingeki, Attack on Titan, and Memorial Freeze, which is the what is it called again?
Machi.
Damachi game. They have zero benefits, right? It's not fair on like completely fair on either side, but both sides like are backing it. Like, we signed off on this. We want it to go as well as possible for both sides. With FEH, it just seems like they're completely ignoring it. They don't care if it does well or not. Okay, anyways, my entire point is like, you can't do that. If you're going to sign off on this, if this is going to be a partnership, you can't just ignore it exists. And if they're actually doing what Legion's saying and they're going to wait until it's released to do that, then what's the point? For a lot of people, it's just going to be there all of a sudden. And that's your final, by the way, that's your final time to mention it.
Pretty much.
So what's the point? You mention it one time, that's it, your commitment's done? Like, how incompetent can you be? Like, you're not even working with Dragalia Lost here anymore. It's like IS doesn't actually want this to happen. So they're just gonna ignore it. They're like, it doesn't even exist. And now we're just pushing it all onto this final day that maybe they say something on that final day. Maybe on the final day they don't even say anything. Because that's starting to be like exactly what I feel like is gonna happen. They're not even gonna mention it at all.
Now, do you think? I don't know if this is a like out there theory, but do you think that they're afraid that if they do support this crossover and announce stuff like it, saying like, "Hey, we're doing this. Hey, we're doing that," do you think they're scared that they might have people check out Dragalia and then people are gonna realize, "Wow, I really like Dragalia. It's a lot better than Faye. I'm gonna drop Faye now."
I mean, from people, if you guys have talked to Dragalia players, a lot of them were former FEH players. But yeah, that's accurate.
Do you think IS has that fear though?
If
don't know.
IS has that fear, they need to listen to their players already. I can't tell. With IS, I just can't tell anything anymore.
That's true.
On one end, I think like, okay, maybe they are scared of what Dragalia Lost can represent for the FEH community that's, you know, really upset at how things are going. On the other hand, they just might be that incompetent. I know it's so funny to think about, but they really just might be that incompetent. Like, we legitimately forgot this was a thing. We legitimately forgot to put this into the FEH channel. We legitimately forgot, you know, like that.
What have I done?
Or there's another aspect we could look at it. Since it is a Nintendo side games collab, even though technically it is IS, do you think Nintendo made this decision without IS's consent? Or like one person at IS said that, yeah, go for it, but not everyone in the company at IS knows.
No way.
Oh,
No way.
I'm thinking they know it could be more a Nintendo-sided thing where they're using the IP that they controlled as a collab for side games, but at the same time, I feel like IS already knows. They more than likely know. They might just not have as big a part as Nintendo.
Right. And I do think for this like collab, I don't think, because I think I've seen someone say like, oh look, like IS is scared of Langrisser, so they're finally pushing out collabs. I actually don't think that's true. I don't think IS cared for this collab. I think Side Games is known for their collabs. I think Dragalia was like, hey, could we collab with Faye? I don't think it was Faye saying, hey, could we collab with like this IP?
Actually, I'm not even sure if it's that.
What do you think it is then?
If you guys didn't know, the Dragalia Lost guy, or one of the directors, said they didn't ever want to do a collab in Dragalia Lost, or they weren't looking for collabs. I'm gonna actually look that up.
I don't remember hearing that one.
The
But then again, I
Psy
follow
Games
Dragalia
guy?
News.
No, wait. I believe I heard. I'm not. Well, at this point, it's wrong, anyways. But somebody in there said they were not looking at collabs, and then suddenly we had a collab. Well, I don't know how long ago it was, but the game's only 6 months old, guys. So it wasn't going to be that long, anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard nothing about that.
Okay. So in October, they said upcoming collaborations interested in producing an anime adaptation, whatever. This was back in October. He provided feedback to the team, aka do this like Grand Blue and don't do this like Grand Blue. Okay, interesting. Co-written with Nintendo. The story's co-written with Nintendo. They would love to get an anime adaptation of Ufotable sometime soon. And some execs are giving pressure to DL team as they want DL to be the new face of Psy Games. Okay, I'm not sure about that. Anyways, he did talk about the collaborations back in October, but yeah, you guys can go on about things first. I'm not sure if I can find it anymore.
So are you saying it might be a Nintendo enforced collab?
I don't
Maybe.
think it's a Nintendo enforced. You can't force your teams to be like this.
I wouldn't say enforced more.
Well, not
encouraged.
enforced, but initiated.
Man, if IS didn't even know about this, that's more reason for them to put it in the channel.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah,
their
if
people
I
know.
didn't even know what was happening. What?
There's no way they don't know it's
That'd be all
happening.
levels wrong.
That would be phenomenal.
Like, it would just be on another metric of, like, I can't even imagine them not knowing that they have a collab going on. But again, they didn't mention anything again, so I don't know. IS, I have no confidence in IS at this point, guys.
That confidence disappeared from me a very long time ago.
Anyways, when it comes to Dragalia Lost, I guess we just have to rely on the Dragalia side of it. Psy Games definitely seem to be really on board with it. But before someone says IS is not on board with it, they haven't shown anything at all. I don't know how they feel. They haven't said or shown anything at all. So they might be on board with it. They might not be on board with it. Who knows? But yeah, next topic.
Well, the last thing we have not talked about
Oh no.
is the summoning pool changes.
They
Last-
suck.
There we go.
They suck.
Wait, hold on. Let's go with the positives. The Demotes.
Okay, yeah, actually, yeah, you're right.
That was like a good demote, and there was.
Let's climb the hill a tiny bit before we dive face first down the cliff.
So I'm trying to pull up the Demotes real quick.
I'm not gonna lie, I just remembered about the Demotes until now.
Basically every book 2 4-star 5-star unit.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with part 1 of the demo, which is rarity changes. Now that we have 4 stars dropping to 4 stars and 3 stars, that's pretty big. So,
Yes.
in order of colors, it's Soleil, Morgan, Aries, Sylvia, and that's your reds. It's Shigeri, La Rochelle, Tail 2, Silas as your blues, Libra as your green, Soth, Nana, and Legault as your colors. This is good. This is perfectly fine. There is absolutely no reason to not like this. You have a bunch of heroes with prime fodder, or not to mention just straight up great heroes, dropping to a more accessible rarity, which is a 3 stars. So big ones, of course, are Soleil. That's a hero you might want to plus 10 in end. Ares, that's brazen attack defense, dropping to 3 and 4 stars now. I mean, you can brazen attack defense, you can get level 3 as a 4 star. So now it only takes you 2,000 feathers if you get a 3-star Ares. Like, oh, that's sweet. What did Morgan have?
He's spur something.
Dull
Double
ranged
spur, yeah.
and spur def res.
Yeah, dull range, spur def res. So that's pretty good too. Dull range is really good for like killing off Blade Tome heroes. So if you want to kill Nino or something, like not be scared of Nino or something, that's your hero. Sylvia, I like this demotion too because she now officially replaces Olivia. Unless somebody wants to give me a reason why I would go Olivia over Sylvia. For me, it stops in the
Balanced
art.
bulk.
It starts in the art. What?
Balanced bulk. Sylvia is extremely res heavy, and her defense doesn't exist.
My problem with that is Olivia doesn't really have much defense either.
She kind of does, like to the point where you can kind of build it right. Give me a sec here. Olivia.
I don't think it matters. Is my point, because if you
She has 27 defense. That's pretty good.
okay, I think 27 is absolutely mediocre. So
Yeah, well, especially with
Well, Sylvia has 17.
sure, but
especially with the standards of what we're getting today. I don't think. Yeah.
I mean, a dancer, their standards aren't high for anything. Not to mention, Olivia usually runs Fury, so 30 defense with Fury. It's passable. You can actually, she'll survive a physical shot and not feel like every time a physical unit gets near her, she's already dead.
the problem is like the way I see it is like if you're going to arena, some people do take Olivia into arena, but until red dual infantry, whatever, it's whatever. But when they finally do, it's not gonna matter. If she gets hit, she's probably gonna die. Whereas with Sylvia, you want to kind of min-max it so that you have more res, so you can potentially survive something, a dragon, which are really frequent in arena. That's how I see
Olivia
it.
only has 4 less res than Sylvia.
Yeah,
can
but
still
she also
run
comes with a
barrier
better
blade
weapon
herself.
as well for that. And the 4 extra res is again more min-maxing.
Yeah, 4 extra res at the cost of 10 defense.
Where did the other stats go then?
Speed,
Yeah,
4 speed.
yeah.
And then she lost an attack and gained 4 HP.
There you go. There's more bulk. Get better against dragons. The problem is like,
And then worthless against physical.
well, here's the thing. Olivia with 30 defense up against like who? Who's she gonna survive against?
Anything that isn't like she
Really?
can even survive sometimes a lance shot. If she gets hit with a bolt fighter,
It's
Neither
bullfighter.
of them survive again.
Almost everything has bullfighter.
not everything. Especially in the upper arena, there's still a lot of dual things running around.
Dual
And
dual
you
things.
build
What?
yourself enough. Dual units, like duels, so not all armors, but I mean, if it's bolt fighter, neither of them is surviving. Even
That's the
if
point.
it's like, you take a barrier blade with the refinery. Probably want to not if you go speed. If you go res, then it's a little better. You might be able to survive up to 65 attack, but
Yeah.
at that point,
You have any kind of support, you're surviving. That's the point.
mm,
Because
Yeah.
it's her base stats is level 40, is 40 HP, 30 res. She is in
although
a
you
much
also have
better.
to, if you're going against bold fighter, the other issue you have to put into account is special procs, which will just shred at that.
Well, she's in a much better. Look, dude, with Olivia, I don't even see it either, because if it's about one shot, Sylvia has 40 HP, 17 defense. Any kind of refinement basically means as long as it's not like 65 attack, one shot, you're fine. But if it's bold, both of them die anyways. So you would rather min-max and get more res, because then you can have a chance of surviving a magical hit. Whereas Olivia would just die. Okay. Anyways, I think Sylvia's a great alternative to Olivia. I guess you don't. That's fine. I mean, honestly, I
I'm
just
saying
take
she's
the
a great
barrier
alternative. I
blade.
just don't think she outclasses necessarily. Directly. Completely.
Okay, sure. That's one change, and then you have Shigure dropping, which is good because that's warding flyers dropping. Lura Shell dropping is honestly whatever. Tail 2 dropping, that's big. Now that gives you a really ideal blue mage to max out on. You don't really just have to look at Reinhardt now. You can do Tail 2. She has her own weapon refine. She hits really hard. Her weapon refine gives her wrath, so that makes her a really interesting mage already. Solace dropping, that's steady stance dropping, that's nice. Yeah, just steady stance. And I guess his spear if you really want to go from there. Libra,
Death wave.
yeah. Libra dropping is honestly, he's one of the enhanced BST heroes. He's 162, I believe.
164.
164. 164, that drop puts him in the next bin really easily. He has the BST, and I guess he fits pretty well in the meta. So he's one of the heroes you can plus 10 if you really want. Soth dropping, that just drops life and death to 3 and 4 stars. Now dropping, that's, you know, what is it?
Drive, defense, and restore.
Drive, defense, and restore, and then the Galt dropping, that's attack tactic. So the rarity changes are good. That's I have nothing against that. That's really good for players in general. But that's not the thing that everyone has gripes with.
Yeah. Right. Let's do it.
So what everyone wanted was a demotion and a change to the summoning pools, so that it's not impossible to get the fodder that you want. The way I saw them doing it but I already recognized it was going to happen because it was 2 in the favor of players. What I wanted was this. Simply, whenever you have a summoning, right, you have all these heroes dropped into the pools, but the pools are split up. So you drop them to say 3 pools. So when you're summoning, you know the focus heroes. Now you select the pool of fodder that you want. That's the way I wanted them to do it. That was too positive. The other thing that was really easy that I could have done was just like pool A, pool B of fodder. That way you can on certain banners you have a lot of pool A fodder. Therefore, by cutting off half the heroes, you raise your chance of getting certain heroes in there that you might have wanted. That was something else they could have done. But yeah, my idea was simply like, okay, say pool A has like Hinata, has Soleil, pool B has like Takumi, has Legal or whatever, and then you can like weigh it like, oh, do I need this more or do I need this more, and you select that pool and you just go from there. So that way your fodder or whatever other heroes you get from there, you have a higher chance of getting said heroes. They didn't do that. What they did instead was a mass demotion, and it's not even demotion, it's like exiling. How many heroes was that they exiled?
47.
47 heroes exiled. So yeah, you guys can go on and mention who was really important from that exiled pool.
Oh man.
Where do we begin?
Start with the Reds. Oh, no, let's start from the colorless actually, because those ones are a little less crap.
Yeah. There's Takumi.
Yeah, so close
Because-
counter is just gone until we get another
Yep.
version of it.
Because as far as I'm aware, close counter is only on seasonals.
Yep. Otherwise, for now.
There is Faye with Fire Sweet Bow.
Yep.
Just gone.
There is also, I'm gonna mention Jafar because he does have his own pref and he's not a terrible hero.
Most people don't like him though.
Yeah.
Most people are like
Most
fine
people-
with him being gone, but he does have his own niche.
Right.
Most people don't understand. He's so good. Go on, yeah.
I cannot justify my waifu Elise, so I won't. Mist is just god awful, so get her out of there.
Jenny
was
is a pretty
bit
big
lost
one.
with
Yeah,
the raffle
Jenny,
and just
yeah.
being a good unit on her own.
Yeah, that one's. It's not the worst loss here, but it's definitely a harsh one.
Innis, I personally haven't seen him used much, so I don't know much
He's
about him.
actually really good too.
He's actually really good. I saw one the other day and he wrecked me. That
Eh.
whole not getting countered by dragons and mages is very bad.
Yeah, that's really, really useful.
And another big
Also-
loss is go ahead.
But before you go there, besides Gunthra, I believe he was the only
Only one
other
Fortress,
person with
yeah.
Fortress Res.
That's true.
Yeah, that skill didn't really go anywhere.
Well, it was super hard to get. That's a problem. Like Fortress defense, people do use, but that's a lower skill level. I mean, lower star level to get.
Exactly. Like Fortress Res just kind of they threw it on Gunthra and Innis and they didn't bring it out again. They made it a seal and then went on to Fort Def Res. So that skill just kind of faded away with Innis.
And then our final colorless hero that has gone is Bravelyn, who is still a really good hero.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people choose her as the free pick, and for those people, this isn't really too important because not everybody needs Brave Lynn merges, and her fodder isn't exactly important, but it's still, for those people who don't have her, pretty important to lose. So as for the greens,
How about we just
so,
go with the important heroes then? Because like a full
right.
recap is gonna take quite a while.
Right. So greens, I think just about every hero there is actually a big loss.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Except for like Minerva.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, Minerva is the only one that's tolerable. She's not bad. She's a fast one, but not really important. The rest.
Ugh, like losing
Yeah.
those is big.
So we have Hector, one of the only 2 sources of distant counter, and a very solid free-to-play, not free-to-play, axe armored unit. Now you only have distant counter on Nyla, so you have to work
Yep.
with that. Then you have Julia and Deirdre, who are both recently got their refines, and they are very potent anti-dragon units, anti-dragon green mages. So a lot of people will not be like myself. I can't pull them, period. So heavy loss. You have Sonya, who just got her quick impulse refine.
Yo.
And now she's dead.
Yeah,
Now she's
like
gone.
people were just starting to say that Sonya's on the levels of Ophelia almost as a nuke, and poof, she's gone. Then you have Dorcas, who he's not the best unit, but distant counteracts her with a full kit, and with plus res, he can actually be a good tank. So
He also had infantry pulse and
Oh, yeah.
quick riposte.
infantry pulse, quick riposte, and fierce stance. So like
He
not
got
all
really
those.
good fodder.
Yeah, he's really good fodder, but
Yep.
not really. It's not locked outside of fierce stance, so not too many serious losses.
I'm trying to think who else has infantry pulse.
Marissa, who's
Marissa,
free to
but that's
play.
you can get her from Grails, so it wasn't
Yeah.
like that
Grails.
bad, but still.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
it's harsh, but it's not that harsh at all.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you have Brave Ike, who is the ubiquitous
Oh.
steady breath fodder.
Yeah, this is the. If it isn't obvious yet, guys, it's just like, this demotion was so lazy. They're like, all heroes. It was all book 1 heroes, wasn't this?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's everything from book 1.
They're like, all book 1 heroes, out of date. Get rid of them. Really?
I mean, it shows that you're not biased to bad units. Some people like those
Who
bad
cares
units,
about
but
bias? Remove the shitty heroes, keep the
Exactly.
good heroes.
well, some people like Mist Hooder. No, I'm being mostly sarcastic, but that bias thing, it's there.
This should have just been an entirely separate book. Call it a day.
Mhm.
Book
Wait.
1 pool done.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is book 1 pool, everything here.
All right, but let's go on.
So, otherwise for green, we have Amelia, who recently got her refine. Very good, very good book 1 axe armor. She's very fast. She has armor march. She's pretty tanky.
The training
Very
BST is
sad
huge.
loss.
Yeah.
And training BST to keep her competent with her competitors. So then that leaves us to blue.
Wait, you forgot
Blue's a
Olwen.
little-
Oh yeah, just to clarify,
Yeah, we
guys. Green Olwen's still safe, guys.
Yeah.
If you watch the FEH channel, Olwen Righteous Knight is the green mage version, and that's not going anywhere. It's Olwen Blue Mage Knight that's getting taken out. If you check
Yes.
FEH News, you can if you've checked the announcements page, you can find that there.
That's a weird change. That's a weird mistake, but alright.
They just got the wrong Olwen. Oops.
Yeah, I mean,
Really
that's
Shows how
like.
much they play their game.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But on the blue pool,
Oh no.
so
Not the blues.
Olwen's taken out, which not many people really liked Olwen. I personally think she's really good as a quad mage, but I understand that she's very hard to work with.
Well, it's
If she was in Reinhardt's place, it probably would have been a lot better.
no.
but-
Before you say I understand why she got removed, I just want to make this clear. IS didn't do it by like good or bad. IS just like book
No,
1
I
or
mean,
not.
I
They just
understand
did it.
people who wanted her removed.
Okay.
Like, people didn't really like her, is what I'm getting at.
Well,
but-
most of those people never used her, or never even like looked at people who could use her. For most people, they just
Yeah.
compared to Reinhardt, and they're like, not big number, me no like that was that it. That was it.
I mean, it takes
This
a lot
whole
of work to
thing
get her
can be
kinda good.
summed up with the crab rave.
Pretty much. Just, yeah. But if we're looking at the good ones here, Nefni is...
Ah! Oh,
Sorry.
You go on to Nefni, why don't you?
Well, that's Wrath gone. A Wrath. All you have now
Yeah.
is Carla
And Owain.
and Owain. And she also got one of those really cool refines that was an armor killer. And she was really good. She was speedy. She was offensive. But no, I just did my girl dirty.
Mhm.
That one is one of the hard ones because there aren't exactly a lot of good lance infantry, and she was one of them. So
I think I'm more
uh,
upset at the fact
uh.
that it's not even just her. It's everyone who's received a refund of some sort. That means you can't get them.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless you go on and off banner, those refines are lock.
Yeah.
That's one of the arguments I didn't
Yeah.
like. People were like, "Oh yeah, this isn't actually such a big deal. You could just go for them when they are on the ban." There's like 40 something heroes here. Do you expect every hero to have their time to shine on some random banner?
Do you expect people to? I mean, do you expect IS to make Luke banners? Hmm?
Or Takubi banners? I mean, okay, well he was on a few banners, but
he'll get his banners.
yeah, but I'm just saying like, you really like for literally for some people this is it. Their favorite hero is they're never gonna have another chance at them, or they might have one other chance at them. But realistically, the chances of getting them are like virtually nil now, unless you intentionally
Yeah.
go off banner onto some random banner trying to get them as a pay breaker. Like what the?
You're gonna wail for a petty break.
Yeah. At least before, every time you summoned, there was a chance at it, guys. Well, outside of Legendary Heroes banners, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Now I actually want to know, for those who have or who are here and have not been refined, because I don't think everybody's been refined.
There are a
Do
handful
you-
of units here.
Do you think they'll actually get refined?
Yes. Easily.
I don't.
I think
That's-
eventually.
They're gonna continue. They'll continue with refines. No doubt about that. It's just gonna be a little later. It's not exactly as though there are a lot of signature weapon refines left, anyways.
What are you talking about? My Zero's still fucking missing a Holy Lance.
I mean, I'm signature weapons. There aren't exactly a lot of units here who don't have one, but like Luke and the Zura, no, they're gonna get refined at some point, without a doubt. But if we're talking like the big ones with their own weapons, there's only a couple like Hector.
Oh, well, I already feel very differently about that because he Berserker Almaz and whatever.
I mean, it doesn't have its own signature refine, whereas like Durandal does.
So do we go over the blue heroes and red heroes?
Yeah, to continue blues, yeah, Brave Lucina's gone. I mean, she's a good infantry lancer, but a little outdated, so not the worst. On Tana, I will personally vouch she's actually really solid. First of all, guidance fodder.
Yeah, guidance.
Do we even we have guidance still, I believe, with the Flying Olivia. I think is the one we have it on, right? So
I wanna say yes. Let me look.
yeah, I know she has it, so we still have guidance available, but this was the first source of it. But as
Her
a
lance is
unit,
actually really good.
yeah, Tana is not a bad lance flyer in general, but Vidofnir is a really good when refined, giving a solid attack speed buff when near either armored or infantry, as well as being def and res +7 if she's attacked by a melee unit.
Just to confirm, yes, Olivia is the one. Not counting. I should clarify in case somebody in the comments say we're not counting seasonals or legendaries. We're counting people in the regular pool.
Yeah, right. So guidance is on Olivia.
Olivia, flying Olivia.
Yeah. So it's still there, but Tana's Vidofnir is a really good weapon for solid blue flyers. So, like, that one's definitely a bit of a harsh one, to say the least. But moving on, you have both Delthea and Lind, who recently just got Dark Aura as a refine. Now, of course, Ophelia and Ishtar are currently seen as two of the stronger blue mages in general, but Dark Aura Lind and Dark Aura of Delthea still hold a lot of waters, and they're really good early blue mages. So, like, you still have Tail 2 if you want to use a good blue mage, but it's still a pretty harsh loss. But otherwise, what do y'all think about the rest of the blues?
Who cares? Let's move on. Reds, let's keep pace.
All right.
Reds. There's way too many reds to really
Yeah,
say.
there's a
Yep.
fat list.
I'm not gonna go into depth why. I'm just gonna say the ones that are pretty sad that they're gone, which is Mia, Aira, Sigurd, Valencia, Katarina, Celica. Oh god, Celica. Alm is a big
Alm.
loss.
Big boy.
Actually, that's kind of it, I would say. I mean, I guess Lynn has potential. She
Lynn,
has high
Lynn has-
potential.
she also has Gale
Yeah.
Force. That's
That
pretty
too.
big.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, Cordelia is Gale Force fodder, but she still has it.
And
You
there's
can
a lot
also
of good
say-
fodder there too.
Yeah, you can also say Tiki. And maybe
Yeah.
Soniki.
Yeah, those two I definitely say are
Yeah,
decent.
Tiki's in that weird area, but she has her uses. Anti-dragon.
Yeah. Anti-dragon, always valuable. Always.
Okay, so what the point we were getting here at was there's a shit ton of good heroes which are no longer as readily available. I get
That's
the
what
argument, guys. I get the argument. They're like, okay, they're out of date. Not everyone's out of date is the point. And more than that, not everyone was useless, period, because they had good fodder at least. In some cases, we literally no longer have access, general access, random access to a hero fodder. Like Close Counter and Fire Sweep Bow are two big ones. There is just no chance
Steady
at it
Breath and
unless they
Pistol
show up on a
Counter.
banner, unless you go off banner somehow somehow get them. Before, at least when you pulled on a hero, on a color, on an orb, you're like, okay, I don't get the hero. I got a Pity Breaker, but you can have some really good surprises as Pity Breakers. No longer the case.
I mean, on the hand for the people who are optimistic, pretty much all the bad ones are gone. Like
I
Mist,
also
Luke,
just don't like-
etc.
I just don't like pretending Book 2 heroes are all good, because that's the argument they're giving, basically.
That's a stupid
there are-
argument.
It's a stupid argument, although most are at least passably good.
Okay, well, going through this is going to be difficult. Talk about Book 2 plus heroes?
Yeah, it's not bothered. But honestly,
Yeah.
it could have been that they could have just put them in a different pool, or like kind of formulated like the fodder banner that they had like a while ago.
Yeah, focused banner where these ones are more common, and it's not like a banner that people are just they don't want to pull on that anyways. Something that's actually encouraging would probably be nice.
I also just don't like the idea of thinking like a FEH player on everything. Because it really comes down to the fact that they could always have, like in other games, a friend point summon pool, or like just a general pool where you can pull some shitty heroes or whatever. And like, oh, maybe now on this shitty pool, maybe you have like a 1 out of 100%, 1 out of 100 chance to get a Hinata. But you get rewarded because like, oh, hey, for example, arena medals. I went through all these shitty arena battles, and now I have these points, these medals, and I can just redeem these medals for a chance at like a Hinata or something. But they don't
That'd
want to
be
do
nice.
that.
You know, it's a really scary thought as well.
What?
Let's just theoretically assume that these heroes, the Book 1 heroes, aren't coming back. Or if they do come back, they come back on whatever banner. Let's just assume they're not going to do something special with them. They're just gone.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yeah, they're just gonna be on every banner that isn't a new heroes
But
banner.
what's stopping them from doing this to Book 2 as well?
Nothing.
That's my
That
thing
is-
I was sticking in the back of my mind.
Yep. They can just
Just-
do it. So, Book 2? Gone.
Yeah, that'd be really nasty too, because there's some like
you stop with those
Sir,
battle snaps.
counts.
Well, I want you guys to be optimistic because I think Iron Man and Captain America will help us bring back these heroes.
Or Ant-Man.
Captain America sucks. Iron Man's the best.
Especially Ant-Man.
Nah, I think
Ant-Man,
Ant-Man's
please.
gonna do it.
We don't need Captain America.
He's gonna get right up in there.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Just stick it right in there. Let's go.
Insert Shaq meme here.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's like they'll just do it. Just completely gone.
Yeah, I mean,
And it's like, what are you gonna do? Shut up and eat it. That's all
Yeah.
you can do.
that one would be very serious because a lot of the meta units are in there right now, like Surtur, Brave Ephraim, Zelgius, or Carla, if you want to go there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, there are some very powerful units in there. So if they decide to do it again, that might be a little too much.
So I think it comes down to the fact that I just don't, with IS right now, I just don't believe in them. Like what they should have done, and I'm gonna say it again, they should have specifically went into all these heroes and removed ones with very minimum value. You don't literally remove everybody. You remove heroes that truly, if somebody pulled, they're like, why did I pull this? This isn't even a real 5-star. Like, this has no value, period. That's what they should have done.
But what if you like Luke again?
Well,
No, I get you there.
yeah, to the 5 players out there, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're not part of this, but honestly, this doesn't this all came together in making the most frustrating FEH channel ever. If you guys just look at the likes to dislikes, what is it even at this point? It's so clear.
I think it's a little more 50-50 like last night.
Yeah.
correctly.
I'm actually on it right now because I was looking at the
Yeah.
stuff and getting screenshots.
Oh, it's
at,
actually wow.
It's at 4.2k likes, 4.1k dislikes. So
yeah.
it's on a
actually-
slight edge, which actually is
Hold
really
on.
funny because when it
Yeah.
first came out, it was overwhelmingly bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
A lot of people have either, I don't know if they switched, but there's definitely a lot more people liking it now.
okay, here's the thing. 2 things. People who stayed up for it didn't like it, so that's your dedicated fans. Yes?
I mean, just look at the VOD when you were
It's
explaining the
exactly.
whole thing of how you feel. Just look at chat.
I know.
It's like nobody liked it.
Nobody liked it. Your dedicated fans don't like it. It balances out later on. But still, at a 50-50, you go to your mom with a D on your credit on your report card. Who's celebrating the fact that you passed?
Yo, she's gonna bring out the chancla. Let's go.
yeah.
No,
Oh yeah.
not the chancla.
Oh my goodness.
No matter
Yeah.
how you spin it, I think this is the most disappointing FEH channel. I don't.
I think that would be a tall statement, but I can't remember the other FEH channels.
The only other one that's debatable is looking back on Book 3 FEH channel, because it didn't give you anything. It just gave you a stupid story no one cared about, and then they dropped the Beast Banner bomb and then the Aether Rates bomb. That's it. Nobody really
What are you
cared much
talking
about them.
It dropped the sickest track of all time.
I think that's
It-
one of the
it-
reasons why it's not actually that negative. Oh wait, what is the likes and dislikes of that banner? Oh, sorry, that FEH channel.
Let's find out actually.
Yeah.
Looking back.
Book 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Uh,
Wow, that is overwhelming. 6.7 thousand likes to 360 dislikes.
Mm-hmm. So even though we can look back on that and say that was a piece of shit, the FEH channel, people loved it.
Nope.
I liked it when it
It's
came
fine.
out. I really did. That was really cool.
So, what I'm saying is, this is the clearly most disappointing FEH channel. There is nothing else nearly this bad. Was not what people were looking for. All right, I'm just gonna summarize it. My 3 problems with this banner, with this FEH channel was that, aside from what they actually did, it shows IS doesn't really understand its fan base, doesn't show they know the direction of this game, and especially they don't even view this game as a strategy game. Like, all those things hurt me as a player because I've been here since the start, and I don't want you to be like this, but you are like this at this point. The other thing is, Golden Week got no mentions at all. That's your biggest. Golden
Well,
Week is.
technically they did
Huh?
at the end. They did mention it at the end. It's like
I think they just
24th.
mentioned it.
Yeah, I think they
Yeah.
mentioned the day it was starting to. That's it.
That's all they did. Is like, oh. See, right there, they mentioned Golden Week, but you can't even mention the crossover.
Okay. Sure, I guess they mentioned it. You know what I really meant was like.
Yeah, like to like kind of elaborate
yeah,
on
to
it.
actually elaborate on it. I mean, I guess we'll elaborate on
You
it.
ma-
a
you
couple days
mentioned it in
before,
passing.
like with
Or
Nobody-
just
yeah.
do what they did and just take a stupid PNG, just scroll it across the screen. It's like, haha, Golden Week. There you go.
Yeah.
Gonna give you a little cock tease. There you go.
Yeah.
They're not afraid of doing it, so why not?
Okay. Anyways, and the final thing is, I don't want IS in charge of Fire Emblem Heroes anymore.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
I did say that. I don't want them in charge. I don't believe it. If this was not tied to Fire Emblem Heroes, if Fire Emblem Heroes wasn't tied to Fire Emblem franchise, nobody's playing this game at this point. It's unfair to abuse people because they develop bonds with the Fire Emblem characters in other games. It's so unfair. But people stay because of the connections they had and the connections they have to the community. You really can't be abusing that, but they are. So at this point, I really just, whoever's handling this, fire them, get rid of them, transfer them to another division. Somebody else has to be put in charge. If IS can't handle it, transfer over to Psy Games or something. Or transfer over to your partner. Yeah, but the current structure, this is it. I have no faith. Period. That's it. I don't care anymore. I'm gonna keep playing the game, but I'm not gonna believe in them anymore. I'm done with believing.
Just join me just grab a lawn chair. Join me watching this dumpster fire burn.
I've been watching, honestly. I've just been pseudo competitive at this point. I my first year I would go for top ranks and everything. Now I'm just like, this is stupid.
Yep.
Alright, but yeah, just summarize your thoughts, guys, and then we'll call it a podcast.
It's like really hard to not be negative, but if you care about something so much, you have to be. You have to be critical about it.
Yeah, this is why you beat your kids.
Wow.
With the child.
Wow.
I'm joking. Yeah.
Don't beat your kids, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the things that were in here is just too hard to like, too hard to say they're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And, they also killed my waifu, so I'm very sad.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they double killed her. Because, what? Never mind.
Yeah, no. Very distorted. It's like taking the views of the fan base what they want, putting it through like 30 lenses, and then seeing what comes out at the end. I'm always more passive about these things because I don't try to get too emotionally engaged, but it is definitely, especially with the pool changes, annoying.
And even if you don't want to look at the negatives, honestly, you can't even say it's good. It's mediocre at best.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why they could have at least like tried bribing us. They would be like, "Hey, Golden Week,
What are you
here,
talking
have
about?
120
Did-
have 120 orbs and all these summoning banners."
Bro, what are you
Whoa.
talking about? There's a $12 bundle
Oh
that
my
you can
God.
buy
Yeah,
for
yeah.
30 orbs and 20k feathers.
But I think they should have at least tried bribing us. What the fuck? Like, if you're gonna make these changes and make it so mediocre, at least throw orbs in, and then at least that way people can't hit the dislike button. Like, yeah, I don't like these changes. They're meh, but they're giving us orbs. Like, yeah, thumbs up, thumbs up. All right. Anyways, Amps, Legion, any summary?
I miss my wife already.
Okay.
Yeah, I miss Katarina as well.
Okay. So what do you want the ending hashtag to be? I miss my wife already, or don't beat your kids?
Don't beat your kids.
No. It has to be something with stopping Thanos.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Yes, it has to. Because
Stopping the
I know these heroes will come back. I know we could bring them back from the snap.
Save us, Ant-Man.
No.
Yes, hashtag
Save it.
save us, Ant-Man.
Save us, Ant-Man.
Save us, Brie Larson.
Oh,
Remind me who
You're
that is
fired.
again.
Oh no, I'm kidding. I hate her. Anyways, I'm looking forward to Endgame because my company, the finance department, apparently they're buying us tickets. I get to watch Endgame on company time. We're going at 4 p.m. We're gonna watch Endgame.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
epic.
Oh my
That's
god.
epic.
It's so cool. Yeah.
Do you want to make it save us IS?
No, I don't want anything to do with IS. I'm done.
IS is Thanos. We need saving
Yeah,
from
save us,
Thanos.
We need
Ant-Man,
save it.
please.
Yes. Hashtag save
But-
us, Ant-Man.
Yep, hashtag save us Ant-Man.
No, why Ant-Man? This is such a
'Cause
stupid
he's the
idea.
climate to kill O'Neill's butt.
Man,
And
this whole
expand.
thing is stupid. We need stupid to save our stupid.
Exactly.
Like, I'm
need-
gonna tell you right now, Thanos' ass cheeks, they're made of adamantium. He's not gonna break it just by expanding in them.
Wait, Thanos wears pants. Damn.
He does wear pants.
Yeah. All right, what's the hashtag?
They're gonna be so confused by all these hashtags.
They're gonna be so confused. Yeah.
So let's just go with hashtag Ant-Man save us.
What?
Yes. Wait, no, save us, Ant-Man.
Oh, save us,
Oh
Ant-Man.
my
Save us,
god!
Ant-Man.
What a
Oh,
pick!
What is it?
Yes.
What do you want it to be?
Just pick.
What do you want it to be?
Okay.
Hashtag this channel's mediocre shit. Hashtag where's my wife? Hashtag where's my husband? Can't be
Hashtag beat your
sexist.
kids. Okay, we're done.
No.
Don't